Santo, Mel Kolnyang, Mike, Chol Garang Awan, Yupit, Luping Yarul Pandiri Shet Maniel, Anaketon Niel, Zillo, Wenetona Dol. I think kick Buka Devoy Anyalinya dia kuika tingrin Jemanalie when I jangarong I jedu kega parandi Madina Maja Kugo Makur Kega Boliken Kuai Tatian Wagari Ding Kegela Emmanuel when you go to your I think kick Buka Devoy Anyalinya dia kuika tingrin Jemanalie when I jangarong I jedu kega parandi Madina Maja Kugo Makur Kega Boliken Kuai Tatian Wagari Ding Kegela Emmanuel when a man you go to your I think kick Buka Devoy Anyalinya dia kuika tingrin.
Yeah, thank you so much to our viewers, wherever you are tuning in now. Welcome to Lagos State Media Beyond Boundaries. And in the studio with me is one of our guests, Mr. Garang Malual Deng, Secretary for Information, Communication and Publicity, South Sudan United Front, Stock Army. And he's joining us live from Nairobi, capital city, Kenya. Our guest will speak to us about the recent defection or declaration in that regard, which was published on 28th of January 2023. And to our viewers, let me remind you kindly, if you are watching us wherever you are, we are requesting kindly to share this live show on your Facebook platform so that many South Sudanese will get to hear inside information from the Secretary of Information, Publicity and Communication, Mr. Garang Malual Deng of SAP. Garang Malual, you are highly welcome to Lagos State Media. On behalf of Lagos State Media team, we are humbled to have you, and we don't take it for granted because you might be busy, but you allotted your time to us to come and talk to South Sudanese and make some clarification in regard to the documents which was titled Nairobi Declarations of Taking Over the Leadership of South Sudan United Front by none other than General Dixon. Mr. Garang Malual, give us your opening remark before we dive into our conversation of this evening on your end and this morning on our side. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Lagos State Media Group. I'm happy to be here today to clarify the propaganda made by our former Major General, Dixon Galwak Jok. First and foremost, we are happy as a movement to be with you. As I mentioned before, we have been together with you. We are happy as a South Sudanese movement that you are disseminating information about our movement and about our country problems. That is first thing I can tell you. I'm happy you are very active to do this for people of South Sudan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the recognition, Garang Malual, for your opening remark. Recently, your movement, which is South Sudan United Front, has been a victim of defection in a series for the last 3 years. And yes, on 28th of January last month, we saw a declaration paper from General Dixon Galwak, declaring himself with his group that have taken over the leadership of South Sudan United Front. And that declaration paper has really confused many South Sudanese on social media platform, because the South Sudan United Front is known to be under General Paul Malong, and somebody declared himself that he has taken over the leadership, and they signed the declaration paper, which dated on 28th, 13 people. And that's why the Lagos State media reach out to your leadership for you to come and make clarification on that paper, whether the paper is genuine or not. And if not, then what is happening? Can you brief the public on that regard, Mr. Garang Malual Deng? Thank you.
Thank you once more, my brother. I want to make this issue today very clear to our followers, to our supporters, to the people of South Sudan at large, and the entire world, that the paper is false, it is untrue, it is a big lie. These people, they have never toppled or even removed the current chairman of SSUF. Secondly, what happened is this. I warn you from today for the record, the whole country, our people of South Sudan, these people were dismissed from the party before they purported to have removed the chairperson. That is for the record. I want to tell you today, these were dismissed by the chairperson because of the reasons known by the party. And one reason I will tell you now, it is political and it is always on the public domain. One of the reasons they were removed, these guys were engaging with the government, illegal engagement with the government. And you all aware that we are not negotiating now, this week or last week, with the government officially. And if there is a negotiation going on between us and the government, Dixon Galwak is not a delegate who can negotiate on behalf of the movement. That is one of the reasons the Major General Galwak was dismissed. And the rest of the issues made his dismissal to be public were administrative and also security-based one. So I cannot mention them here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Garang Malual, for that. You said the paper itself, which was titled Nairobi Declaration of Taking Over the Leadership of South Sudan United Front, which is SSUF. You are saying the paper was false, lie, and propaganda. Are you telling our viewers now and South Sudan at large that paper is not genuine? The leadership of SSUF is still in place. That's what you are trying to tell us?
Correct.
Thank you.
The leadership is still, the SSUF is still under the leadership of General King Paul Malong. And today, before I came to you here, I briefed him about this interview. He's still in charge. This guy is on the run, and he was dismissed.
Yeah, thank you for the dismissal which you have just mentioned. Now, our viewers may seek further clarification on that. What went wrong for the SSUF leadership to dismiss General Dixon Galwak with the other 12 members, total to 13? Was it him alone who was dismissed by the party, or the party dismissed the 13 members? Thank you.
In fact, the 13 members are not our members. That's where you can actually begin to realize these guys is making up things. We only dismissed 5 of the purported 13 members, and those 5 members are our members, and those were the members dismissed. The other 8 he collected them in town so that he can make his benefiting negotiation a matter. So we don't have 13 people who have defected from us or who are dismissed. We only had him and the rest of the three. The other 18 are students in Nairobi.
Basically, to get you straight and clear, Mr. Garang, you're telling us the party dismissed only 4 members out of 13.
Yes.
But the rest of the people, he gathered them in town in order to boost his negotiating power with the government of South Sudan. That's correct?
His legal negotiation with the government, so that people will say he has people from South who were dismissed with him or who were defected.
Basically, the people who signed the declaration paper were not real members of SAF, but purported members in order to further his political agenda, in order to be seen by the government of South Sudan as somebody with the force behind him.
Correct.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Last question, Mr. Garang Malual Deng Yak. Sorry for that. Can you kindly tell the public, because for the recent past, your political party, which is SAP, has really been hit badly by defection. And not only to defect, some claim the name of SAP as their own party. And you may very well recall more than 4 groups defected. Others are currently in Juba, the 2 groups. One, which was your former Secretary General, Dr. Sunday De John, is still in his own party there in Nairobi. And now Dixon also defected and claimed the name of SAP. Can you tell us, is there anything that the South Sudan United Front is not doing right that may fuel up this numerous and frequent defection?
First and foremost, let me tell you brief background of this guy called Dixon the Galwak. A brief story. I'm almost forgetting it. This person called the Galwak, he has defected or he has been dismissed from almost 5 parties. And he has been going from party to party. The first party was NCP. These boys, they were the boys brought by this guy called the Turkel. I want to tell you the brief story of this guy now. He's not the Galwago today. He went from NCP to SPLM. From SPLM to the 2013 SPLM IO. From SPLM IO, he went to the other SPLM IO of Taban. From SPLM IO of Taban, there was another party. He also formed in between here before he joined us. After that party, we didn't know where he dropped that party. He came to us. And this guy always is after money. That is his business. That is the brief story about this guy. And the evidence is that he went into negotiation with the government illegally. And the evidence is that it is in the paper you were telling me. He collected people on the street of Nairobi and he named them that they were from SAF. By the way, I am the only person in SAF who can lie to you and who can tell you the truth, because I have the platform. I am the Secretary of Information, as you said, and the official spokesperson of SAF. Anything I'm telling you from here today, as a media, as people of South Sudan, you are going to get it. This guy is a busybody. He's only looking for money. How many parties have you joined and left? You will count them in your news. There are almost 5. So this guy, he has nothing to offer to South Sudanese. He is only a political agreed in that context. That is the person. That is one. Two, this guy, we send him to tell you the serious background. We send him, actually, this guy has been trusted by the chairman. We sent him to negotiate on our behalf in Rome last year. Security arrangement, leading the citizen members. That was the place he began negotiating with the government. Our security personnel were following him until we had a concrete evidence before he purported to remove the chairman. That this guy indeed today in this place, he has taken some money from the government, and he's actually leaving for Juba very soon. And that things already we had the information. So we decided as a national executive committee to discuss his case. We unanimously agree that this guy has to be dismissed with the other groups, 4 people. That thing was done by the national executive committee or council. This guy does not sit in that committee. For him now to tell the world that he has removed anybody. And by the way, the chairman has a right in our manifesto and the constitution to appoint and sack with approval by the committee. I'm telling you, this guy does not sit in that committee. He's a deputy chief of his staff. If I were him to try to lie, I could have tell people of South Sudan or Nairobi student that I have removed my boss, who is a general chief of staff, and comrade chairman is not a general chief of staff. He's the chairman and CNC of staff. This guy refused to lie and tell you that he has removed comrade Malanga, who is his immediate boss. Where did he meet with the chairman? He will never meet with the chairman, and he has never been meeting with the chairman, because this chairman is above all of us. So that is actually a big lie, and that is the background of the guy. To come to your last question. Sorry. To
it's
come
okay.
to the last.
Yeah. Before you go to the question, Honorable Garang, you mentioned numerous political parties whom Mr. General Dixon Galwak had joined previously and left, and he joined you as South Sudan United Front. And before you actually trust him fully, he also declared himself as the leader of the party, which he found existing before he joined. Can you tell us what prompted him from the first place to negotiate with the government through backdoor, without you knowing it as a National Secretariat Committee or without your chairman knowing it? Yet you mentioned it that your chairman trusted him and sent him to negotiate with the government in Rome. What actually prompted him to do that? Yet he was being trusted and given mandate to go and negotiate on behalf of political party, which is a privilege to others. Thank you.
Remind me your name, my brother.
Majok Makur.
Majuk. In the case of Dixon, you don't need any other reason for him to decide to go to the government. The case is money, number 1. Number 2 is money. Number 3 is money. Number 4 is money. Number 5 is money. There's no any other case.
Basically, thank you so much, Garang. Basically, you are telling us and our viewers that Mr. Dixon, or General Dixon in other words, is just a political tourist who jumped from political camp to political camp seeking for pleasure and some tokens. in order to make a living. That's true?
Correct.
All right, thank you. Yeah, the question before was that, is there anything that South Sudan United Front, stock army, is not doing right that always triggered the defection? Because in the recent years, for the last 3 years, has been defection after defection. And we are not seeing, as the media, people joining you direct from the government or from other political parties. Your people are leaving. Is there something that you are not doing right that always allowed people to exit your political party? As many commentators refer now, that South Sudan United Front has become a political entry point. That somebody join you, then after he known himself with the government of South Sudan or some few political leaders here, and then he will exit. Kindly, can you tell General Assembly and also your viewers and your supporters today if there is anything that we are not doing right as a political party? Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Majuk. I think I'm going to begin like this. Our party is one of the most organized party. Why I'm saying this? Our party, when it was formed, we have to establish laws, because you cannot live without laws. We begin by writing a manifesto. We have a manifesto. If you are not given, after this interview, I will give it to you. Secondly, we went and also established a constitution. This party is more than a government of Salva Kiir. In terms of organization, we are seriously organized. So when it comes to organization, I think we are number one among the parties, even those parties in Juba. We are the number one by even the SPLM, the dysfunctional SPLM, who is pretending to rule our country there. SPLM is disorganized more than us. This is what I can tell you. We have all these materials to govern this party. So if anybody say that we are disorganized, that's why people are going, maybe this guy does not know our our party very well. And from today, we'll be able to distribute the constitution, the manifesto, any other laws we are having as a party, we'll be able to give it out so that people know exactly who is South Sudan United Front. So let me answer you like that. These people who are going back to Juba, people who went maybe 1 year ago, 2 years, 3 years ago, they personally decided, because Majuk, it is not simple to stay in diaspora for these years. If you have not decided to be here, you remember you are the Jajamar, I think. Although you are too young, I can see, but you know how people suffered when we were in the bush. It was not simple. Even we have witnessed such a situation in the SPLM, that SPLM in Juba. How many people defected in Majuk to Khartoum? How many people surrendered and come and sit in the Nairobi? Some went to where you are. Some went to other part of the world to look for greener pasture because of the situation. If you are not strong enough, you cannot stay, my brother. So we don't have any problem in this party. The problem is your strength as an individual.
Thank you so much, Garang Malual, for your response to the issues that always, or the questions that always comes to the mind of South Sudanese and also to the mind of your supporters as a political party. We believe as a media, every political party always have his or her supporters, even back home on the grassroots level in South Sudan now. We assume you have other supporters within Juba. But the question is always, why Is it that people always slept? The follow-up question in regard to that question is that many people accuse you as a leadership that you are always stagnant, you are not moving forward. What does that mean in simple terms to the public, according to your explanation? Is it because you are not coming back to Juba, or you are not being considered at the front page of our government status currently when it comes to the negotiation? Or is it because that you don't have anything to motivate your people around? Thank you.
Now, Majuk, moving the forward and going back, to me, I don't understand why. Now we are negotiating with the government, and what we are negotiating for is peace. To me, I believe that one alone, we are moving forward. If we refuse to go to Rome, not to negotiate for that peace in the country, these people will be telling us you are not going backward nor forward. But I can see we are going forward. If we accept peace, we are actually in front. We are going forward.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
These people who are asking this question, they have something to tell us to do.
Thank you for that. Yeah, actually, Rome Peace Initiative is our third question. As South Sudan United Front, how far have you gone so far with the Rome Peace Initiative? Considering, and I hope, or Lagos State media hope, you had access to the speech of the president closing of last year or welcoming of New Year, when the president stated clearly that he was the one who suspended the Rome Peace Initiative, of which at the recent 2 weeks, president lifted the suspension. What was your thoughts, or what was your position as the party when you hear that word from the president in regard to the Rome Peace talk? Are you still committed to the Rome Peace talk, or you had other avenue to pursue peace in our country?
Thank you, Majuk, for that question once more. You see, the legislative media people, I believe you are ahead of everybody because you are always in this platform, I believe, because I'm following you closely. There is no single day SSUF has refused to go to Rome, Italy. That's where we are negotiating with the government. We always go. And when we go for peace, a genuine peace, a genuine heart with us for peace to come to our country, it is the same government you have had yesterday. It is the same government you have had the other day from the president, and the other day from the Dr. Benjamin in his office. That always say, we are pull out. And when you ask him, as a media, why do you move out of the talks? They don't have a genuine answer always. They always go and deceive people in Juba that it is the opposition who are refusing to go to talks. And we always go to talk, to Rome to talks. When they are in Juba, they say we are pulled out of the talks without no reason. So to answer your question, as a group, we are willing, like last year. We were ready to go for talks. Until now, we are willing to go back to Rome for a genuine peace. Because our people also they are tired. They are all over the world because of the instability in the country. But for your information, don't take that statement by the minister last week that they are ready to go back for peace. This is not the first time for them to say this. They might go back to their words. Against their word, I mean. Immediately, Pope went back to Rome. You wait. It's a matter of 3 days. They had a pressure that Rome is coming to Juba. They have no choice but to appease this guy that we are ready for peace. And don't forget, the peace is under Pope. That's why they are behaving this way. But wait, let Pope go back to Rome. You come to me and tell me.
Thank you, Garang. Are you telling the citizens or the viewers now that our government is trying to please the Pope simply because Pope is coming to South Sudan and Pope will believe that the government is so committed to the Rome Peace Initiative, and immediately after the Pope maybe will leave Juba after 3 days, then the government will not even be committed to it, to its words or obey the statement released?
Correct.
Thank you. Yeah. The other question, Garang Malual, is that as South Sudan United Front, are you part of Roundtable Initiative or not?
We are part.
What is the difference between Rome Peace Initiative and Roundtable? Are they meaning the same thing, or is like a snake with a two head?
No, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing?
Yeah.
All right. The second question, in case if Rome peace talk fail to materialize, what will be your last option, considering the long time the peace talk initiative between the whole out group, as you were being referred to by Juba regime with the government, it has now taken 4 years. If it fails again to reach to the meeting point with you, and we are being told by December 2024 we'll be going for an election. If that time comes without touching the dividends of Rome Peace Initiative, what will be your plan B as South Sudan United Front? Thank you.
Comrade Majuk, the question is administration question. It is administrative. So what I can tell you, if the peace fail, of which is not what we are wishing for, the plan B will be made by the party, and decision of the party are not made in the or announced by in the media. I announce them when they are made by the party. So when the peace fail in Rome, you wait for me. I will come and tell you the plan B.
Yeah, thank you for that. You are so smart, I can see. Indeed, you are right. Sometimes the leadership need to sit on the table, but it is very proactive if you lay out the plan before you wait for the dead end or the dark end of the tunnel. Thank you for that response. But the last question before we go back to the comment section and to Clubhouse is that now the Pope is coming to South Sudan tomorrow. And we have seen, especially we in diaspora, including the all out groups, the preparation that our government has put in place, and even the citizens themselves, to welcome Pope Francis. What is your message as a main spokesperson of South Sudan United Front in regard to the Pope visit? Will Pope visit change our government's political trajectory in order to embrace whole our group and also neutralizes the crisis in Upper Nile region, Barkazal, and in Equatorial region? What is your message, Mr. Garang Malual Deng? Thank you.
Say that again.
Yeah, I'm asking, the Pope is now on the way coming to South Sudan, probably tomorrow. And the preparations has already been set up by the government in South Sudan, and citizens are eagerly waiting for the Pope to come to the country. As South Sudan United Front, what is your take in regard to the Pope visit? Will it neutralize the crisis in the country? Will it actually boost the energy level between the government and the whole out group in order to resume the Rome Peace Initiative? Thank you.
The answer is no, my brother, in capital letters. Why I'm saying this? These people in Juba, the leaders, those leaders, you are a witness, they went to Rome, to the same Rome who's coming to Juba. Their feet were kissed. You remember? By fourth. They went back to Juba. What happened? Did they change anything in terms of political stability in the country? The answer again is no in capital letters. So now don't expect anything to change after the Pope left Juba. Because these people, we are aware of them. We have been dealing with them for the last 6 years. And you also been following what is happening in Juba. So going to Juba by the Pope will not change anything. It will change by yesterday. It has changed. Actually, what the Pope has brought is there is a one road, small road I have seen, very narrow one. That is the only thing Pope has brought to Juba or to South Sudan, my brother Major. But you wait. When he goes back to Italy, thing will be worse. So to us, we don't believe in him coming there. But coming there, he is coming there on the side of Christianity. It is good for our country to receive him. We are happy for him to visit his flocks. That one is good. We are happy because we are not fighting as an enemies of South Sudan. We are citizens of South Sudan. So we like good things to happen in our country. The problem is that the country is not, the government is not doing anything. So we are happy for the Pope to meet with our child leaders, to come and pray for our country. We are happy on that part. But the part of change, as you mentioned, from the government, change of heart and all this, no. It is no.
Yeah, thank you so much, Garang Malual Deng, for your remark in regard to the Pope visit to our republic, South Sudan. Indeed, the Pope visit, as we all understand, is a political visit supported by the spiritual aspect as Christian. And as you put it earlier, the minister in the office of president or the presidential affairs minister actually stated it clearly that they will resume and they are ready to go back to Rome and negotiate with you. But the question that is still now in the mind and the heart of South Sudanese is that how many times have you, both of you, been in Rome and citizens are not receiving any fruits of those meetings? But that questions will be answered maybe after the Pope visit. I will yield it back to my co-host behind the scene to display some of the questions on comment section. And before that, you can add something before I yield it to Abraham.
All right. There is something I want to also mention in the list. In the 13 people, the Major General Dixon wrote. You see what he has done he put our vice chairman. He's in America there with you. That he has also the defect. It was a matter of 5 minutes. Our vice chairman wrote his own letter saying that I'm not with the Major General Dixon. Maybe you got it or not. If you haven't find that, I'll give you. Oh yes, thank you, Madid. My question, my answer is answered, Majuk.
Yeah, who's your vice chairman?
It's James Duan.
Oh, James Duan. Okay. So
James Duan.
And another thing too, according to this letter, they put 13 names, and also they break it down into state, like Upper Nile, Jonglei State, Upper Nile, Jonglei State, and Unity State, Mayom County, and Unity State, Mayandit County, Jonglei State, Unity State, Lair County, Upper Nile. So mostly what I mean is this, because those 13 people are coming from those counties mostly. So they come from Upper Nile, Jonglei State. So why they are doing this? Why they breaking down according to the region or according to the counties?
It goes back to what I said before. These people were just collected on the street of Nairobi City. They are not our members, and you could also understand why is it only these 3 states Galwak is able to forge. Maybe because of the connection, because of other things. The paper can also answer it to you there.
Okay. Thank you. I think we are coming to close to our time for interview. I have the last question that I will ask, and then I will yield my microphone back to my co-host, Bijong Maku. Honorable Garang Malual. So there is always in social media, your colleague, you said that you guys are, now you guys are going to return back to Rome, peace talk with the government. And there are your colleague, your partner in opposition. So six of you guys, like the group of the party that lead by General King Paul Malong, the party lead by General Thomas Shrilo, the party which is NAS, the party lead by General Pagana Moom, who's still as PLM, and others. So what are we hearing in social media, especially Clubhouse? The supporters or the members of other party, they are accusing your chairman, King Paul Malong, that King Paul Malong is a part of the government. He is not opposition. He's a part of the government. What is, as a spokesperson, what is your response to these people? Is it King Paul
again
is part of the government? Is it self is part of the government or not? Thank you.
It also goes back to Dixon case. I have mentioned it earlier on that one of the reasons Dixon was dismissed was his association with the government, illegal association with the government in terms of negotiating himself in to the government. If Comrade Chairman King Paul was part of the government, then why is it again the Major General Galwak has to be told that what you are doing is not what we are doing or what we are supposed to do? The answer is totally wrong. It is not true again that we are part of the government. If we are part of the government, what are we doing in Nairobi? What is King Paul doing in Nairobi? You could have gone back to Juba. People who are working with the government, Taban used to go to you there in America. He stayed there for 2-3 days. Can he manage to be in America for 1 week, leave alone 6 months, 6 years we are here, or 7 years? So it is a total lie. We don't have any link or connection with the government. It is a propaganda by the people in Juba. People we are aware.
Okay, this question or this accusation is not coming from the government from Juba. It's coming from the political opposition party, who you guys are partner in Round Table and Rome. I'm not going to mention their names, but these voices are coming within opposition, not from the government. They're accusing King Paul and your party as a part of the government.
In fact, there are rumors. We are even hearing them. We are hearing them. They are coming from them, some of them. And also some of them I will not mention as you say, because to me, I treat them as allegations. They are hearsay. Until they come forward and tell us, these people we are associating with, they have to actually, table the evidence. But we are hearing the rumors, but they are just lies also. They are rumors because maybe in the groups, maybe we are more powerful, or we have the vision and the direction. That's why some people in the group maybe wanted to destroy our good names.
Thank you.
So it is not correct, Madid.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So now I will yield my microphone back to you, Comrade Mujong Mapu. Thank you, Honorable Garang Malual.
Yeah, thank you so much, Abraham Adit, and thank you so much, Honorable Garang Malual Deng, for your time. Before we end our interview, we would like to give you 2 minutes to give us your last message as the spokesperson of South Sudan United Front, and also give our viewers your words or your message, and also the word of encouragement to South Sudanese who are suffering in Upper Nile, in Barkazal, and in Equatoria, seeking for peace in the country. The chance is yours, Honorable.
Thank you, Comrade Majuk. I think I'll be very brief. I will only say this to our people, to our suffering people in the 3 states back home, that the struggle has to continue. One good thing we have done as a country, as a people, we have got somewhere called South Sudan. We are now among the countries, independent countries in Africa, in the whole world. So you can just today suffer, but don't forget there is tomorrow. So you don't give up. You see, in life there is always a hardship. So I'm telling them to be very, very brave. And soldier on with the hard life. The government is subjecting them to it. That's what I can say. On our side, also for the peace, your movement, SSUF, led by Comrade King Paul Malong, this guy is not forgetting the suffering of our people back home. He is not forgetting it. He is working day and night to make sure South Sudanese get what they deserve, get what they fought for. That is peace. That's what we want. And that's what our people want. And that is what our party, our leader want. So we'll make sure we bring a stable South Sudan. We have to bring a comprehensive peace in South Sudan. If there's no comprehensive peace in South Sudan, we will never stop for this. So I'm telling everybody to work for peace. But we will make sure we lead in this bringing a permanent peace in our country. That's what I can say.
Thank you so much, Honorable Garang Malual Deng. On behalf of Lagos State Media, permit me to appreciate our viewers for devoting your time to come and listen to our guests on this day, 2nd day of February 2023. We really appreciate it. And it is our mandate as media platform to invite guests, both political and church-based leaders and activists and any South Sudanese who is willing to articulate and clarify some of the issues to many South Sudanese. We truly believe as Lagos State Media that South Sudanese now need information more than they need guns, because misinformation and disinformation are so dangerous to the society. That's why we invited the spokesperson of South Sudan United Front to come and make clarification in regard to the Nairobi Declaration on 28th of January 2023 by the group led by General Dixon Galwak. And he has made clarification on that. And he has also voiced out the voice and the hand in the coming of Pope. He has also blessed that they're happy as an opposition for the Pope to visit South Sudan. And he has wished all South Sudanese to stay in peace and working together to bring everlasting peace in our country. And to you, our guest, Garang Malual, we don't take your time for granted as Lagos State Media. We are really honored. And we are looking forward to interact with you more. In case of anything, we will always reach out to you. And to the time, we will even be in a position to invite your chairman to come and talk to South Sudanese. It is our mandate as media outlet. We are non-partisan to anything in our country, but we are very keen when it comes to the clarity of information. Thank you so much. And to Lagos State Media Executive Board, President Isaac Tiangpol, thank you so much for being behind the scene. The Vice President Bol Makur, and the Information Secretary Garang Mabok, and my good brother Abraham Adil Majak for always committing and devoting your time for the interest of the people of South Sudan. Thank you so much. May God bless you all, and may God bless South Sudan.
We Santo Man Kolnyang Mike Chol Grangawan Yubit Luping Yarul Pandiri Shet Maniel Anaketon Niel Jilo Winetonadol. I think a kick a book a devil by Anyalia dear Kuika Pingrin Gemanalia when I jang along a jedu Kagaparandi Madina Maja Kubo Makur Kagabolikan Kuaita Tian Wagaridin Kegelang Emmanuel when you go to the York. I think a kick a book a devil by Anyalia dear Kuika Pingrin Gemanalia when I jang along a jedu Kagaparandi Madina Maja Kubo Makur Kagabolikan Kuaita Tian Wagaridin Kegelang Emmanuel when you go to the York. I think a kick a